he might be keen also to hear from Mary Regans, who's with us. Mary, good morning to you.
Good morning, Greg.
What's your situation, Mary?
Well, my situation is the house is demolished. That took, from start to finish, it took nearly a month. I was told the house would be down before the end of August. That didn't happen. It was very traumatic. And now they have put down some kind of foundations, and I'm told that's an extra 10,000. I'm already 36,000 over budget. What I paid for the house in 2016, that's all the council are allowing me to rebuild that same house in 2024. My house would have been built for a lot less, but because I've been dealing with this since 2016. I've had different contractors, and one guy coming along and sitting in my kitchen and saying, "I'll have your timber frame house up in 20 weeks," and then I don't hear from him, and then it's Christmas. And they use every occasion, like, to push everything forward. I mean, the summer holidays were just unbelievable. But an extra 10,000 that I badly need. I'm going to be very honest with you. The way this is affecting me personally, my physical health is quite good. My mental health is gone off the wall. I wake up every morning with a fright, and that is God's gospel truth. And my heart is thumping. And then I realize, right, okay, you're awake. It's another day. How am I going to face it? What am I going to hear today? So, I mean, even if I don't, you know what I mean? Now they're talking about not giving us that 10%, and all they have done is put down a bit of concrete. I mean, it's just one law for one crowd and a different law for other people. You know, if I was told in 2020 my house would have to be demolished. And my engineer told me on a Zoom call, because it was COVID, it was lockdown, and he said, "Mary, you'll be sorted in 2022. Now, here we are, 2024, and all is that the house is demolished. It's a very tight space where my house is, so that's going to be extra problems. It's just nobody realises what we're going through. Like, I'm just even going to go back to clearing out the house. Like, my family did most of that, but then getting this stuff all moved, no money allowed for anything like that, and, you know, and nothing for, like, your mental health. I mean, I'm going to be 74 in October, and I thought at this stage of my life, you know, I would have a bit of peace, but it gets worse and worse. It's not getting better. Yeah. It's getting worse, and I really don't know where I'm going to end up, and that I'm telling the truth.
And you're blessed with decent physical health, but you can't enjoy it because of the mental toll this is taking on you.
Oh,
Mary,
the mental torture is awful.
Do you know how far short, or do you allow yourself to even think of how much money on top of whatever you might receive of a payment? How short are you to put the house back up? That's at this stage.
I'm 36,000 on the present quote. Now, the other, as I say, last Friday, I think it was, I was told there's 10,000 extra now. And like, I've been allowed 7,500 for a kitchen. Where in the name of God will you get a kitchen? You get a counter maybe for it now with a few presses. I hate to say it, and I shouldn't even, but I can't envisage seeing this house at all. Like, with the mental strain on me, will I ever see it? And the fact too that, you know, okay, it's in a housing estate. We didn't cause the problems. We should be able to build. I should be able to build a smaller house. What difference does it make? I mean, you go into a private housing estate, the houses are all different. So why does it make any difference that I should be able to build? I should be able to build a smaller house. I didn't bring this problem on myself. This was my divorce settlement, my forever home. And anybody that knows me knows the way it was furnished and everything. I put my last penny into it. And it's the most, I think, in my married life, I went through 2 house fires, both, you know, ridiculous things that happened. And the second one, I had 3 children. My baby was 6 weeks old. But we did get through it. Yes, I had a husband then, and we did get through it. But on my own now, and when you close your hall door at night, you're on your own. My wee dog, if that dog could talk, he'd say he doesn't want to hear about defective blocks again. I mean, it's going on since 2016. This cloud has been over us, and it's not been lifted. It just gets worse and worse. I mean, I could have had the house built for about 40,000 less if the contractor had gone ahead at the time. And, you know, it's terrible. Like, having to make contact, and like, I just can't explain. I'm at my wit's end. I'm totally at my wit's end. Like, if people outside it, when you tell them about it, they laugh. They do laugh. They say, "Oh, you're joking." No, people down south, some don't even know what we're going through. And
So
and
true.
as I say, it's a thing like packing up the house and everything. It was mental torture. We want to see now. I'm very, very lucky. I have a brilliant landlord, Tommy McGinley, and he's got out of his way to make the alternative accommodation I'm in, habitable for me. And my furniture is in a big storeroom. But I got, like, I had an uncle who said, "Don't buy the Jerry thing, buy the right thing." I'm not a person that changes stuff every year. Like, in 16 years, all I changed was soft furnishings in one room, and that was curtains and cushions. In 16 years. And I'm looking at that furniture now, and it's all on top of one another, and it's going to be destroyed, no matter how good, like, your accommodation is or whatever.
Mary, in terms of trying to organise it all, do you have to try? Is that your job, effectively? Are you like the project lead on it?
I have an architect and I have a contractor, but I mean, I don't know what's right, what's wrong. How could a woman of my age know anything?
I know what you're saying.
And even trying to sell the windows, you can't get rid of them now because there's so many. As somebody said, there's so many windows available in Donegal at the moment. I've lost out a lot. In where there are small things. I mean, I had an alarm in my house. I had cameras on my house. I had outdoor plugs all around the house. The small things, but I never have those again. I never had what I had. I never get what I had before. And it's, I don't think they realise the mental anguish. I don't think they do. And there's not enough being done about it. So I just have to, hope like that's the latest is this 10,000. What's going to be next? I mean, to think that there's 10,000 perhaps going to be allowed, but I won't get it. And now there's an extra 10 on my contract.
Like a double whammy. Yeah. I understand.
Yes, it is a double whammy.
Mary, I'm so sorry for everything that you're going through. I mean, if we want us to put you in contact with anyone to talk and stuff like that, we can talk about that off air, Mary. But I know you're an incredibly strong woman, but it's just an incredibly difficult situation. Mary, I'll let you go. Thank you. Did you want to say one other thing? Yes.
Right,
no, Mary, finish your point, please.
No.
I want you to feel
that's what people all say to me. You're a strong woman, but as you get on in life, there's only so much you can deal with. As I said, you got the contract and it was all, I mean, what in the name of God do I know about building contracts? I was never, let's say, I never was in a situation where we built a house. They were second-hand houses. So I don't know anything. I mean, anybody could fool me up to the eyes. And it's just a terrible state. And only that I have people that have been very good to me, that have stood by me. And one of those people is Paddy Dipper. Mark McDermott's been very good to me. I'm in constant contact on a friendly scheme, on a friendly basis with Anne Owens. And it's always a pleasure to talk to her because, she was one of the women that started this whole thing. We'd have nothing but for her and Eileen Doherty. Nothing. I suppose there's no bad situation in life that some good doesn't come out of. And I have met some incredible people through this whole scheme. But I'm sure they were prepared not to have met me, under the auspices that we have met.
I don't want to be dramatic, and I can't. How could you be any more dramatic than this, Mary? But it really saddens me that with everything that you've went through, and you've outlined some of that at the time of your life where you should be able to enjoy that good health or have some peace of mind, that you don't see any light at the end of the tunnel, and it's quite the opposite. It's a living nightmare for you, and it sounds to me like, Mary, that you don't see, the horizon, that you feel that, right, is this going to be it for the rest of my time here? And no one should be put in that situation, least of all you, Mary. It's absolutely devastating.
But the other thing, just another thing, Greg, my prognosis for the rest of my life is living in a building site, because each house where I live has it. And it's just, it depends on the aspect of your house. Mine really, there's been one house rebuilt. And, it literally depends because we're on a hill, and the lock is just over to one side of us. Yeah. And Yeah, it's a chronic situation,
And your
and
options
nobody.
and your resources and your your worth has been taken from you as well in all of this. So in other words, you don't have the options because the thing that maybe you could have gotten money out of is completely worthless. So you have to sit there and go through it, Mary. Listen, thank
Yeah.
you so much for your time, Mary.
Okay.
I wish it was a different situation. It's impossible to know what to say, to be
Yeah.
honest with
So
you.
do I. So do
All right,
I.
Mary.
So
Thank
do
you.
I, Greg.
Thank you
Well,
so very much
thank you
indeed. And stay
for
in touch
always
with us.
helping us. Thank
Not
you. Bye
anything I
bye.
can do,
Bye bye.
Mary. Thank you very much indeed.